Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel. And thank you so much for joining me today and for being patient, because I know it's been a little bit of a while, but I am back. And if you have been checking out the community posts, thank you so much for commenting, for liking. I really have been feeling drawn to supporting people more with posts. So definitely be on the lookout for those notifications. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get notifications if you are new. And I'm here to talk about some of the current energies that we are going through, how this is relating to the twin flame journey, the ascension journey, and hopefully this will help you out. If you are not familiar with me, I am a divine channeler, psychic medium, quantum healer, and clearer, helping people with their ascension journeys, their spiritual awakening journeys. I assist twin flames, but if you are not on the twin flame path, that's okay too. My work is absolutely for everyone in terms of psychic work and healing work, clearing work. So thank you so much for loving the work that I do and sharing what it is that I do, referring others. It's really been such a pleasure. Let's get into some of these energies because they are intense. Yeah, they are crazy. We are going through some X-class solar flares. We're going through these intense symptoms right now. So I know that you're probably feeling it out there with a lot of the migraines and the headaches and the spinal pains and the stomach pains and the eye tearing, and the list goes on. You know, so vision changes going on. It's really getting there, guys, in terms of new earth coming in. Now I don't know exactly when the new earth is going to be, when this great solar flash is going to be, but it's coming up. it's coming up rather soon. So we are definitely finishing up the past, so that way we can be ready to be out there and be the clearest and the most powerful conduits we can for the light, and to help other people share our gifts, our knowledge, and so forth. So that leads me into this video about endings, because there's a lot of that. We are currently, if you're watching this, we're currently in the Mercury retrograde period, and that brings about a lot of closures. Anytime you're going through cosmic events, like the Mercury retrograde, we're also having a very rare alignment with the Sun, Mercury, and Earth. Anytime we're going through these major cosmic events, it's bringing closures, it's bringing in huge flux of light, flux of solar energy, huge upgrades, huge expansions. So it's to be expected that it's sometimes hard to catch our breath, right? And the energies have been very scattered. It's been very much of a roller coaster ride. So definitely leave me a comment if you're experiencing that too. Twin flames are entering this whole new spectrum, this whole new space. What I really received is that the way that we are relating to ourselves individually, how we are relating to the world, how we are communicating, and how that works into the twin flame dynamic is completely brand new territory. And basically it's a brand new life, a brand new space, and we can't go back at all to the way things were. It's over. So it's whatever we have left to really address. We're having a lot of highs, we're having a lot of lows happen. That's the roller coaster energy. And it's getting us to really finish off those old timelines and to not live from this space where we are feeling unsafe, insecure, where we feel like we can't be authentic because we're afraid we're not going to be safe, or we could be judged, rejected. So it's a whole brand new space, and how you would relate to your beloved, how your beloved would relate to you, is in this brand new space of really embodying more of the truth of the soul and communicating from that. So it's really, really exciting. So if you've, felt like, oh my gosh, I've been disappointed in the past, or communication, there was just no way of really having that communication without the push or pull being so drastic, extreme, didn't look like it was going to work out, and that sort of thing. I hope that this video gives you some hope there, not in the sense of to get you to attach to an outcome with your beloved, right? Because we always want to realize that if we're attached, then we're looking for something outside of ourselves to fill a void. And we don't want to do that. This is all about our own wholeness. So that's key. That's key on the spiritual journey, period. But it's certainly going to be vital if you're on the twin flame ascension path. So it's not about that. It's not about staying attached, but it's to give you hope, to have you realize that everything is very much going in the right direction, and you've been taken through all of these different levels of healing, transformation to support you, and you are continuously supported. You are continuously supported by Source and by your higher self and your higher beings of light. So there's no need to worry, and everything that's happened, all of the rejection and abandonment wounds that have come up, that have surfaced between you and your beloved, all of that communicating from a space of trauma and unsafety, all of that now is becoming the past. It's not going to be like that as we continue on into these higher future timelines, because we are absolutely wrapping up the woundings from those former lifetimes, from where we've carried it in from the lineages. So everything is going to be very, very different. There is a huge focus on perspective, right? The mind, Mercury, connected to air. It's getting us to really observe where we have been stuck or limited, fear-based thoughts, beliefs, stories, where our perspective has been distorted. This, where we are now, is really getting us to take a look at where we've had that distorted vision, and we're having this higher, more expanded, multidimensional vision come in. Really very, very helpful, right? To be able to really live life from this powerful, truthful perspective, see it through that lens, and to have your beloved also go through that, and then where you can bring that truth together, where you can communicate from that truth instead of communicating from wounds, from traumas, right, from those patterns and behaviors that have just been those karmic cycles. This is going to be where you're coming into this brand new truthful perspective, divine perspective, vision, thinking, and communicating from there. So that absolutely neutralizes, right? It neutralizes, and it gets us to come into this much, much healthier, stable space. And it's a really, really beautiful thing. So twin flames are coming into this new perspective now, and there's no exceptions. There's no going back. There's no going back to the way you've lived. As we go through this next stage, there's no way of going back and to live there, you know what I mean, those lower timelines and from those wounds any longer. All of that is finishing up, and these brand new perspectives are really coming in now. And if you would like some support with that, as far as essential oils go, I would recommend rosemary is a great one to work with, to open up that third eye, help with opening up perspective and cleansing distortions. It's a wonderful oil to work with the mind, and that would be a great one. Also, a stone that would be great for communication to work with is a chrysocolla, would be a great one. I also really love fluorite to work with any kind of mental considerations, work with the third eye. So fluorite, rosemary, chrysocolla, those are great ones. I'm just going to take a look at some of my notes here. Any kind of negative story, any kind of self-sabotaging story or pattern, these are coming up the last layers and levels of it so they can be addressed, so that way you're not going to be living again from that past trauma any longer, from those past bloodline lineages of their trauma. This is ending out a brand new space, no longer living according to the old rules, society programming as well, the old rules and restrictions that you've imposed upon yourself even. You're no longer going to be trapped by those old illusions, the past trauma programming. Okay, it's reevaluating the path. It really is. It's a time now of reflection, reevaluating what is important to you, what feels right, not about what you should do, what you have to do, what's expected of you, but what really feels like truth to you. What really feels like truth. And it's communicating, it's expressing yourself from that truth, from that authenticity. Okay, and that's going to go a long way in your life, no matter what you're experiencing, no matter who you're experiencing it with. It's not going to be about conforming anymore. It's not going to be about saying yes when you really mean no. It's not going to be about putting on the good girl and the good boy mask any longer and making other people happy in that way when it's really not truthfully what you're feeling. So communication is going to be very front and center to take a look at. And where have you not been communicating authentically? Where have you not been communicating your own needs? Have you been connecting with your own needs? See, this is where the Mercury retrograde really gets us to get into that, and where we've had those distortions, where we've had those blockages, observing that, observing it when it comes up, when it surfaces, allowing those things to alchemize, to transmute. So asking yourself, have you been communicating your needs? And if you have not, why? Where have you felt like your needs haven't been met? Where has this created a story for you? Where has this created this pattern for you? Your whole entire reality is opening up now. It's opening up. And there's so much potential, there's so much that's available to you. And in order to access those higher future timelines, we need to be able to finish up where we have been living from this limiting space, this fear-based space. And all of that has been connected to the old volatile lifetimes. This one, wherever you've had childhood trauma and relationship traumas, but it's also connected much broader. It's broader healing, it's broader transformation from where your soul's history has experienced trauma, where your bloodlines have been experiencing trauma, other planets even where there has been trauma, there's been war. So we've been talking about that on this channel, but it's to understand that you are now finishing this up, and it's not about being that same person wearing the mask any longer. It's not about being that same person who is hesitant to take a step because you may be judged, or you may not be accepted, or you may not be safe, right? It's not about being that person that doesn't think that their dreams can come true, that things cannot come to fruition, that you cannot manifest because things aren't possible, you're not supported, and you're not safe, going after your dreams. It's not about being that person anymore. That old part of you is done. Your true, authentic soul is now about to take the wheel. And when it comes to the twin flame dynamic, this is changing for both. Now, you must remember that the divine feminine is really, really important here with pulling everything in, bringing everything home. Because the movement that we're having on Earth, the ascension that's happening, actually we're having the planetary ascension as well, but The ascension itself, we'll say then, it's really based on the heart energy, the divine feminine energy, the divine feminine return, the resurgence of the heart, right? The higher heart, unconditional love, peace, nurturing, harmony, being present, being grounded. And so when the divine feminine polarity is able to achieve this, being present, feeling whole and complete, feeling safe, feeling creative, when this happens, it just changes everything up. When the neutralization of the chaser, right, the runner chaser happens, that's when the polarities can achieve union. That's when it can happen. And the divine feminine is very much in the lead when it comes to the twin flames. So I'm not saying this to get your twin flame, far from it. It's not about that. This is about the divine feminine feeling safe, not having her walls up, but yet having very necessary boundaries, feeling really good within, very present in life, very capable, very supported. And when the divine feminine feels that way, it really helps the divine masculine to shift. What the divine masculine does with whatever trauma comes up, it's going to be for them to engage in that healing, in that transformation, transmutation. It's going to be up to them to be the observer, to be present with what comes up. But it gives that opportunity for that energy to shift, because the divine feminine, once the divine feminine makes that shift and achieves that wholeness, achieves that that beingness, that peacefulness, that not looking for love outside, not looking for completion outside. Once that happens, it gets the divine masculine, it gives them, we'll say, this amazing opportunity to take a look at their end. And it changes them when they do that. If they engage in that, it gives the energy between the chance to transform. And that's when communication is very, very different. It's from a different space. It's not from a space of, what if I'm rejected? What if I'm abandoned? What if I'm judged? What if I'm not safe? Oh, I can't really be real because I'll be rejected or judged. Oh, I can't really say what I think. Oh, I can't really be me because the real me just won't be accepted. It will not be from that traumatized space any longer. See, there's no going back to that any longer. It's going to be very, very different and very, very real and very authentic. And if that happens to trigger the masculine a little bit, because they're so used to the divine feminine being a certain way, well then so be it. It needs to be that way. And that will help the divine masculine to transform their wounds, where they're not being authentic, where they have not communicated their needs, where they haven't prioritized their needs. So very, very different. The old life is done. This is about now taking control of life and driving it in this newer direction that's aligned with your purpose, your mission, who you are, why you came here. There's no more building walls to feel safe. My higher self gave me a few things that I channeled when I asked my higher self. My higher self had said, it's about how I feel and not about what is expected of me. I don't need to get anyone to do anything, and I don't need to prove anything. Also, she said, communicating truth, honesty, and with confidence, no exceptions. And being disconnected from tragic timelines that are not aligned. I'm being real now. I'm being real now. So new perceptions, no exceptions, guys. The communication, the energetic communication, the physical communication, the spiritual communication, it's all going to be very, very different from what you've remembered. And this can only be a good thing, right, as we move forward on this journey. So I hope that this resonated with you. If you are still feeling like you're a little lost with all of these scattered energies in this roller coaster ride, then I am here for you. If you feel like there is more healing work to do, I can help you to transmute that. I am here for everything that you would need, including if you have any type of entity interference. I'm here for that psychic surgery work that I do from my light body. Everything is available to you. theparanormalpriestess.com. Thank you for visiting that website. If you are drawn to having a session with me, I communicate with source, I communicate with higher selves, I communicate with your higher team of light, and we get very direct answers, and we get very very clear details. So it's not going to just be, oh, I just feel this and I just feel that. We get as much detail as I can possibly get. And I especially get a lot of that word for word. So it's very different types of sessions that may be out there, at least from my understanding. So if you are looking for that authentic help for your twin flame ascension journey, I am here, theparanormalpriestess.com. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, wonderful, peaceful Thanksgiving. So much gratitude for all of you. I have so much gratitude for everything that I've learned on my journey. And even though there has been a lot of surprises and a lot of twists and turns on my journey, I accept all of it. I'm being very present with it. I hope that you will too. And I will see you all soon. Take very, very good care of yourself during these energies. The rest that you need, the hydration that you need, some stretching, some salt baths, whatever you need to do for yourself, because I know it's quite intense. Take care. I love you guys. And remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light, brightest blessings, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.